This is a video on how I managed to never get stressed before my exams. Like, ever. No mental breakdowns, no pulling all-nighters, no crying into my notes. Just relax. Why am I making this video? Because every exam season, without fail, my friends walk up to me and tell me, bro, what's going on? Why are you so calm? Or they'll walk up to me and they're like, bro, do you just not care what you get on your exam? You don't care what grades you get? And no, that's not true at all. I do care, a lot. I study, I work hard, I try to get the best grades I can, but I've never seen anxiety help anyone. All it does is just drain your energy before the exam has even begun, and you need that mental energy in order to perform your best on the exam. And listen, I don't think being calm is this magical talent that you're either born with or born without. I think with just a few tweaks, a few adjustments to your habits, and a mentality shift, anyone can learn to be calm before their exams and take away that stress that is not helping you at all. So if you're someone whose heart's gonna explode as soon as they're gonna walk into the test, or you're sweating just outside your classroom thinking about this test, or you just struggle going to sleep the night before your exams, this video might just be for you. So here's how I stay calm, every single time without fail. 3 key points, simple yet effective. And trust me, the last one is gonna make the biggest difference of them all. So let's get right into it. Key point number 1, stop studying late at night. Seriously. So look, I get it. The night before the exam, your brain suddenly goes, man, it's time to panic. You feel like you haven't learned anything and that you have to go through everything all over again at midnight. But that's just fear talking, not logic. Trust me, if you haven't learned the core material at 2 in the morning the night before the exam, you're not gonna learn it then. Your body needs the sleep in order to function at its best during the exam. You're not magically gonna master anything, rereading the same sentence for the 4th time without absorbing anything that you see. At that time, your brain is not functioning properly, and you've probably been studying all day and it's time to rest. What I do instead, the night before my exam, I cut myself off. At around 10 or 11 p.m., I say it's enough. I go wind down. Even if I don't feel ready, I'll stop. I'll skim through a few ideas maybe. But after that, I'm done. I'm putting my phone away, I'm putting my laptop away, and I'm just winding down and relaxing. What do I do when I want to wind down? Well, I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. Put on your favorite Netflix show, read a book, turn on some candles and just relax. I don't care. But you gotta wind down at that time. Sleep is of the utmost importance the day before your exam, because the quality of sleep literally affects how well your brain functions the next day. Cramming steals sleep. And sleep is way more valuable than that last minute information you're gonna receive. So there's this one time I remember, a few years ago, I was studying for this exam and I was texting my cousin and I was like, dude, I'm so done with studying. I'm gonna fail. I don't know anything about this subject. And I remember one message that just stuck with me is, man, just put it down. Whatever you haven't learned till now, you're not gonna learn it now. So just listen. If you do get a bad grade, that's not because of the night before. That's because you haven't been studying the weeks or months before the exam where you should have been. Learn from it and don't cram on the last day. That sleep is fundamental. Think about it. When you're in the exam, you're gonna have to process the information you see. If it's a test, you're gonna have to read the other multiple choice options and see which one makes the most sense. If you have a properly functioning brain, you're gonna literally get extra points from things that you haven't even studied. You're just gonna be able to reason way better and you're gonna be able to get the solution without knowing the solution. So yeah, cut it off. Chill out and get some proper sleep. It's not lazy, it's strategic. Key point number 2, don't take your notes to the exam like a security blanket. I think we all have them in our universities and schools. You know that person that is just flipping through flashcards and reading summaries right up until the moment they get called in for the exam? Yeah, don't do that. You really think those 30 minutes or 15 minutes of cramming is gonna do anything for you at all except make you more nervous? The 15 or 30 minutes before your exam are the moment you need to take time to relax. I've seen people outside the exam halls clutching onto their notes like it's a life raft. Those notes are not gonna save you when you're in the exam. You're gonna have to put those notes away. You know that, right? But the problem is, clutching onto the notes is not gonna calm you down. It's just gonna fuel the anxiety. It makes you feel like you still haven't learned enough, even if you have. So trust your own ability. You've been studying up to this point. Those 30 minutes or hour before your exam, do something else. Maybe go for a walk, enjoy breakfast, listen to some music. But don't be trying to reread chapter 14 15 minutes before the exam. It's very unlikely that chapter 14 is going to be asked on the test. Me, When I walk into my exam, I like to go as light as possible. A pen, my ID, maybe a bottle of water, a calculator or anything like that you need, of course. But if I can go without a backpack, I don't even take that. What do I need it? Leave your notes at home. Unless maybe you have an excuse, like you have a long journey, you have a 2-hour bus ride to university or school, then sure, of course, use those 2 hours to maybe reread some things that might be important for the exam. But in general, if you're driving there or you got 30 minutes to an hour before the exam, use it to talk to your classmates, maybe talk about what you studied. You know, some of the most valuable information you get is from talking before the exam, like, hey, have you read this part? Have you read that part? That'll give you some key information that might actually fall in the exam. So just use it to wind down, let your brain take over. I walk into the exam with nothing but my pen, my ID, maybe a bottle of water, and you know, if it's a math test or anything, a calculator or whatever else I need. So just focus on being present in the moment. You should know that you already did the work. Now it's just time to show up and prove to everyone what you've learned. You don't need to over-prepare in the last 5 minutes. In my opinion, that's not even studying anymore. That's just panicking. And just focus on your breathing. So just trust your memory, trust your prep. Leave that security blanket at home. Key point number 3, mindset shift. It's just an exam. Now this is the one that changed the game for me. Because I didn't always think like this, but once it clicked, it stuck. And this one will change your life. It's just an exam. An exam, not a life sentence, not who you're gonna marry, not anything that's truly gonna affect you for the rest of your life. It might seem that way in the moment, but trust me, you're gonna get through it. The problem is that most people associate this exam with a reflection of your self-worth. They believe it's the moment that's gonna define their whole future. I know sometimes school and society can make you feel like everything depends on this test, but trust me, it doesn't. There will be other chances, there will be retakes, there will be other chances, there will be retakes, and you will have better days. If you're in school right now, and this exam is for university, if you get an 8 or an 8.1 or an 8.2, the university is not gonna care about these fine margins. The work you've done up to that moment is way more important than the exact grade you get in that exam. They know people have bad days. So I know, it's easier said than done. Man, don't worry, it's just an exam, you'll get through it. But this is an actual step that you can take in order to change your mindset. Just try to zoom out. Just literally picture your life in 5 years from now. Or think about 5 years ago. Can you remember an important exam for you back then? Do you even know what grade you got? Do you even care? Has it really changed your life like you thought it was going to? So then take it to the moment. Will I remember this one test in 5 years? Probably not, right? And that perspective instantly softens the pressure, which will make you perform better, which is what we want, of course. You've done what you could. If you've studied, great. If you didn't study it as much as you wanted to, still, panicking right now is not gonna help you. Just learn for next time. You can't go back, but you can go forward. It all comes down to this big concept. Worry about what you can control. What you can't control, don't even waste your time thinking about it. So just remember this. You're not walking into a war zone. You're walking into a classroom with a pen and with a chance to demonstrate what you know. So just remember, you're not a robot. You're just human. And think of exams as just checkpoints. They're not the whole journey. So go in calm. Go in clear. And what if you mess up? It's okay. You'll have another chance. Don't worry about that. Now, go crush your exam. Or at least survive with dignity. Peace out and good luck in your exams.